Change it to 2D wireframe. Here we go. So I have my Z up, coming here, extended modeling, and I want to create a handrail here on top of my beam. I pick this I pick this handrailing. All right, I select my beam, enter. I need to select my first point then. Next point, enter. All right, it brings up this dialog box. We're going to take a look at options we have. Posts. So you can change the member size and the member type of your posts, just for posts. All right, click on that. You're gonna have access to all of Advanced Steel's categories. Post alignment. This one is pretty important when it comes to connect these posts to the beam. All right. So if I have this one on top, so we have three options: top, left, and right. So if you want to connect these posts to the top of your beam by a plate or something, you need to change this to top. If you want to connect that using some attached plates to the web, select left or right depending on the side you want to connect. Right? So we're gonna see that. So post alignment from edge, if you check this, it's gonna affect the values that you put here. All right? So we're gonna see that afterwards, but at the moment just leave this one unchecked. Offset, take a look here. I put something exaggerated. So I have now 5 inches offset from my system line to the center of my post, right there. All right? I put that to 0. So post offset along rail axis. So here you can flip between your posts by clicking on this arrow. I have this one highlighted because now I can put a value, put an offset here, right? Because the spacing between these posts are specified here, all right? So they are arranged by the same pattern here. So if you want to change that, if you want to get an offset, you need to change that here. You need to put the value here. So let's say I want to go 5 inches to the right, depending on your UCS, or -1. All right, or just 0. It goes to the default location. You can do the same thing for all of your posts. So you can flip between them and move them actually. All right. Okay. So I go to post layout. Under post layout, we have this item here, use horizontal distance on a slope. This one is used if you have this post, this railing on your stair. Here we're going to see that. In this case, it doesn't matter if you check that or not. All right, so we have this distance start first post, which is 5 and 7. Let's say if it's 8 and 8. All right. So what it does is it's going to change the spacing between your first post and the edge of the and the end of your beam. All right. So if I put 0 and 0, you can see this one is for the first for the beginning of the beam, and this one is for the end of the beam. All right, so I have no offset here. All right, and this little point here, this little symbol, all right, this is used to manipulate and to move your post and your hand railing, the whole thing. All right, so what it does is, if I take this, all right, and if I pick the grip and I go towards the direction that I want, and I put the value like 10 inches, all right, it goes to the right by 10 inches, all right. So you can see that only if you are on 2D wireframe mode. All right. If I go to hidden, there's no symbol showing up. Okay. Go back to my -10. Oops. -10. Oops. Take it. Come right here. All right. So now go back to my dialog box. So if I want to go back to my dialog box to modify my connection, you can select any part, even these welds. All right. And select, right-click on that and go to Advanced Joint Properties. All right, so let's go back to Post Layout, and right here, Post Layout. Now, if I want to have an offset here, all right, I have my post and my post and my handrail connected to each other. But if I want to have an offset here from the first post to the right or to the left, I can put the value here. I can put 5, -5. All right. So now I have these guys connected to each other with no offset, but I have the whole hand railing moved to the direction that I want by these 5 inches. All right. So what is the difference here? Let me show you. If I put here 0, all right, and if I change here the start to first point, if I change it to 5 or 8 inches, you can see here I have my posts. All right, not the whole thing. I have just my post moving to the direction that I want, that I put the value. All right, so that's the difference. If you want to move the whole hand railing, all right, but you want these guys to be connected to each other with no offset, put 0 here, and then put a value here, right there. -5, -10, whatever you want. All right. The same thing for the other side. If I put something here, it's going to change this point here. All right. So I put 5 inches there. So I've got -5, depending on your UCS. All right. Now I have this value here, maximum distance between posts. So I've got these 3 feet and something. All right, the whole distance here, spacing between my posts. I can change that to, let's say, just 3 feet. Enter. 2 feet. All right, it's gonna add extra posts depending on the value that you put here. So if you know your spacing, put here. If you don't know that spacing and you know the number of your posts, just uncheck this. All right? What the hell? All right, and play with this number of posts. All right? So let's say 8 or 7 or whatever it is. So you have two options. Either playing with the number of posts or with the spacing. All right, so now I'm going to go to post layout on if you have a bent.
So I have a question for you. When you type in, you have preferred max distance between posts check, and
Yeah.
you got max distance of 6 posts.
Yeah.
So we picked from point to point, node point to node point, and then we made 5 inches move start base point. So
Okay.
does it take? Okay, it's saying, or you're telling it a max distance of 6 feet between the posts.
Yeah.
Now that may or may not be 6 feet. It's probably under 6 feet, huh? If you were to measure between the posts, because if you just depending on the line you pick, if it's 6 feet may not work out perfectly as far as the spacing goes. So it goes 6 as the max, and then ends up with something less than that, probably.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So I'm going to show you that. I just got that.
Okay.
So if I put here, let's say 3 feet. All right. So what it does is, if I exit out, this is going to be the max distance. All right. So if I come in here, if I type DI, I've got that. I've got 2 feet
10.
exactly. So it's gonna depending on how many. It's not necessarily that three max distance. All right.
Right.
It's gonna divide your span by proper numbers of posts.
Okay.
All right. Like here, for example, I've got 2 and 10, 2 feet and 10 inches. All right. Now we're going to see something. Just be patient. Posts. All right. We were here. So this is going to be the max distance. All right. So now, if we
That tells you in gray, I guess, what you're actually at then, huh? When
sorry.
you change that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it says number of post 6, and then there's your 2 foot 10 that you measured. So depending
Exactly.
on
It's going to tell you what you put here. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I go to post. Post. This one doesn't work because we don't have something slope. So everything is white. Nothing to change. So come here to post to top handrail. All right. So we can define this connection. Just post to top. All right. We have top, middle, and top and middle handrail in advanced steel. So in this case, it's going to just change these connections. All right. If I change it to by bar, alignment chamfer, cut chamfer, you can see how it changes, right? All right. So depending on what you pick here, you have different options. All right. You can change it to cut and chamfer and play with the with different parameters here to get what you want. Go here to post to middle, right there. The same thing. We have different options. All right. So now I'm going to go to post kick rail right there. So you can see here I have individual plates. If I want them to be one continuous plate, I need to just change this to continuous. All right. So I've got one continuous plate, welded. If it's bolted, you can change it to bolted. All right. Change the weld size to what you desire. Handrail. Handrail. So now under handrail, we're gonna change. We have the same thing. We can change the size of these horizontal handrails, horizontal rails. All right. So this is gonna be just for top one, for this one right here. I can change it to something else. All right. Just how it changes. You can change it to flat bar or to pipe. So we can change that to desired section. All right. So distance from top of beam, number one, showing up right here. It's going to calculate this distance from the system line to system line. All right, right here. And the same thing for if you have this handrail put in on a slope beam. All right, so you can play with that value. So if you have this one checked, it's going to calculate from center to center, from system line to system line. If not, it's just take a look here at this presentation. If I uncheck this, it goes up right here. So now it's going to calculate that distance from the top to the system line, from the top of the handrail to this system line right here. All right, so you can change this value to something like 3.5. All right, and this one is not important in this case because it's not a slope beam. So I go to middle handrail. You can change the section. Now here we have distance from bottom, middle, and top. So what it does is, take a look here. I have this one on bottom. So if I have this distance from bottom handrail, which is 1 feet and 11 inches and something, and 5/8. All right, so if I put it to 12 inches to 2 feet, so you can see here I have distance number one right here changed to 2 feet because I have this one on bottom. Number of middle handrails, if I put 2, this one is my top one, and this one I have just one middle handrail at the moment. If I change this to 2, all right, as I have this one change to bottom, if I change it to middle, you can see how it changes. And we're going to see how it's going to affect this distance here. I have this one on top, all right. I've got this 2 feet distance, which is here to here. Oops. which is here to here, 2 feet. All right. So what it does is, if I go back here, handrail, middle handrail. So what it does is, it's going to calculate the spacing between the top handrail and the middle handrail, which is 2 feet. All right. And it's gonna divide the left room for the number of middle handrails you specified here. If I change it to 1, you can see I have just this one here, but this one is still 2 feet. If I change it to 4, so there's no space here to create the middle one on top of my beam, so it goes down to the middle of my beam. All right. So if you change it to top to bottom, it's gonna calculate this distance from here. All right. Now I have 2 feet here, and I have just 1. If I put 2, and distance between middle handrails, I've got this one here. So it depends on you. If you know the distance between handrails, put that distance here. If you know the number of your handrails, put the number of your handrails. All right? And it's going to calculate that for you. So at the moment, I have the top handrail and I have my middle handrail here. I have 2 middle handrail with this distance here, 11 inches and something. All right. So if I change this to, for example, 1 feet. All right. I've got 1 feet here. Now I have this, the number of middle handles, I have 3. And I have this spacing between them, 1, 2, and the last one is actually, there's no middle handrail here, but it's the left spacing between my middle handrail, between the last middle handrail and the top one. All right, so you can put the value and change this spacing here. Let's say I have 10. All right. So I've got now 10 between my middle handrails, and I've got 2 inches here, 1 feet here. All right. So I'm going to go to, so right here under start extra length. If you want to have an extra length, you can put the value here. So I put 5, for example, 5 inches. This one works just for the middle ones because we are now on their middle handrail. All right. So you can put the value here. The same thing for the other side. Go to middle handrail on slope, no matter here what you put. Pickets. On the pickets, if you check this box, it's going to create these pickets between your middle handrails. All right. So you can change the section. You member size, and then play with these parameters. They are the same thing. You get the same thing as we have here for handrails. So kick rail, if I uncheck this, can you see it goes away? And the same thing here for it's the same thing exactly. Start extra length, distance from top and right and left, the same thing exactly. All right. Scroll down to handrail, All right, I'm going to go back to kick rail and uncheck this at the moment. Go back to my handrail to handrail. Now I want to connect two handrails. If I have another handrail here, all right, I can connect them together using this macro here, but I don't have. We're going to see that afterwards, but at the moment this option here is not useful. You cannot apply this command to this handrail because we have just one handrail. And so we go to end of handrail right here. Start, beginning, starting, and right here end of handrail. Change this to elbow, this one here. If I change it to miter cut or change it to nothing, you can see how it changes. All right, middle elbow. So of course you need to have the same section, the same size to get this right, but at the moment just a training model. So same joint for both ends. If I check this, I'm going to get the same thing right here. Oops. I'm going to get the same thing right here at the end. Check. And now I have the same thing. All right. So you can change the radius of this elbow. All right. And now I've got, if I take this elbow, you can see that it's an individual piece. So if I want this to be like something like a bend pipe, all right, one continuous pipe, I need to check this guy here. All right, use pulley beams, and now I've got one continuous pipe. All right. So I'm going to go to end of handrail. So it's gray out because I have this one checked. All right. If I uncheck this, if I come back here, I can actually change my this elbow to nothing or to a miter cut. All right. So if you end up having something gray out, it means that you need to go back to your previous tabs and change your parameters. So I'm going to scroll down to post connection. All right, and now here I want to specify this connection between my posts and my beam. Right, so I'm going to change this to weld. Right here I have these welds showing up. Change it to plate with weld. And finally plate with bolts. All right, so you can go through the parameters and change them. Let's say my plate length is just 8 inches. My plate width is 5, and my plate thickness is just 3/8, or not 3/8, just 1/4. All right. Now I want to specify the spacing between these bolts. Go here to the second part, connection parameters. Offset plate in X direction. So everything is showing right here on the right hand side. Number of columns, a number of lines. This is going to change the number of your bolts. All right. So if I'm happy with the number of bolts, I can't leave it, or if I'm not, I can just put different values. You can see how it changes, right? So go to 2. Intermediate distance And number 7 is actually this spacing here. So if I'm happy with that, I'm just 4 is fine. For example, 4.5, 4 and 1/4. All right, and I'm going to change this 1 and something to, for example, 2. All right, to 3, to what I wish. All right. Okay, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the I'm going to change this to, oops, 0 is fine, y direction minus, just something like this. Alright, it's fine, and offsetting bolts is going to be the same thing. I'm going to have an inch.
How come mine does that when I put 2, number of lines 2, I get a bolt all the way through both flanges.
It's probably because you have different different beam. You can see here you should avoid this interfering between the bolts and the beam's web. So if you get that, it's gonna create that odd connection for you. So change this intermediate distance change this one here to, for example, to 2, oops, to 3, maybe 3.5. Yeah.
I just have one row in there, and I'm on the gauge line of the beam, but it could be, maybe that's the reason. When it's probably going through the web is what it is. So,
yeah, you gotta check this one. If it goes through the web, play with this offset here.
Yeah. Okay.
You just need to check that, and it's just put different values, and it's gonna work.
Okay.
So slope connection, if it's located on a sloped beam, you need to change these values. All right. Bolts, 3/4, 8325, and the other parameters. Cap plate. If you want to create a cap, you can create it, but it's grayed out because it depends on the type of sections you use. All right. And also it depends on the connection you pick here, right here. And so grab rail, if you want to create some grab rail for handicapped people or something like this, you can just check these, and it's going to create that for you. All right. So go through the parameters. There are a lot of parameters to actually get your connection in the way you want. All right. If you're happy with that, you can come in here under parameter, under library, and save it into your database. All right. Now, if I come in here, so let's take a look at the other way of doing that. You can do something if you have, for example, these beams, right? If I want to create some handrails all around, all the way to cover this box, I can use the same command here, but this time I pick my 4 beams, first one, second one, select them all, enter, select the start point. I want to start from here, alright, and I want to get this guy finish right here, enter. So you can see here I've got these guys putting on the top of my beam. All right, but you get just one continuous handrail. So what I mean by that is that if you want to connect these two, now if I want to connect these handrails, all right, I can use this handrail to handrail. Handrail, scroll down. I can use this handrail to handrail. Instead of miter cut, I can use elbow or something else. All right. Miter cut is fine. So all right, any questions?
No.
No?
No.
All right. Save this model. Drago? Drago? Are you still there? All right, Drago, I think can you hear me, Drago? Okay, I think Drago has left too. All right, I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, 5 minutes maybe, to just put in some handrails, and then we're going to see. I have my colleague laughing here, so sorry about that. So I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay?
All right.
Okay, just put in some handrails. Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello, guys. All right, so start my recording again. So, any questions about hand railing? No?
No.
All right. So let's take a look at the prototype editing. So first, do you guys, are you guys, no, of course not. You're not familiar, but okay, I'm going to get into that. Before I start talking about prototypes, I'm going to explain you the way how advanced steel works. All right. So once we get the model finished, all right. The first step before we make drawings is to check the model, the whole model, using this class check command, and then use this item here to make sure if you have your assemblies right connected to each other. Once you're done with that, you can click on, you can go to Output tab and press Numbering. All right. So under Numbering, we have two main and two major methods. The first one is this with drawing number, and the second one is going to be this. These two guys which are pretty much the same. All right, so I'm going to start with drawing number, and in your case, it's okay. Let me open up one of your drawings. Send me. All right, so you use one column. All right, 1B, 1A. All right, so 1A, 1B, and 1C. Okay, right. So you put multiple pieces per sheet, and then you have this CABC that goes up depending on how many pieces you have. If you want to get the same thing in advanced steel, all right, in your case, Dave and Jason, under numbering, you need to use. Okay, hold on a second. Do you have this? Your drawing number. Drawing number.
That's right down there at the bottom, right there.
Right there.
4047-1, yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you've got this drawing number here, and right there, and right there. Okay, so you can do something. You can come in here and the numbering. Use this with drawing number. All right. And now, make sure you have this counter on capital letter. All right. This counter is going to do the job. It's better if I cannot use the same. Okay, hold on a second. It's better if I open up your drawings with 2013, and then do you guys know how to run your numbering to get the same piece mark in advanced steel? I mean, I asked you because you have some guys already work with advanced steel in your company. Do you guys have a numbering method specified and done for your company, or you don't know how to do that, or
I don't.
Well, we don't know how to do it. I'm sure there's people here who do.
Okay. All right, so we're going to see that. Come right here. All right, this is going to be your drawing. Right, this B in Advanced Steel is going to do the same job for you, but this instead of this B is in Advanced Steel is going to be this counter here, this capital letter. All right, if you check this box with drawing number, we're going to see this capital letter here.
Okay.
All right, so the way how it works is when we use drawing number, all right, Advanced Steel will start making drawings, all right, and start putting your drawings into different sheets, all right, and you're gonna get your assembly piece marks numbered according to the drawings they are detailed on. So, for example, if you have your column detailed in sheet number 1, all right, in your piece marks, you're going to get number 1. Number 1 plus something, depending on what you have here. This capital letter and these prefix settings. We're going to see that prefix settings, but
Okay.
prefix settings is going to assign a fixed prefix to your objects. So what does that mean? It means you can specify, I want to get C for columns, I want to get B for beams, I want to get P or PL for plates, and so on. All right? So take a look here under start with first counter. Okay, this one is not, it doesn't matter, just leave this one checked, but we have this one here. Counter, drawing number, and prefix. All right? This is going to be the order, okay, that Advanced Steel will use to assign piece marks to your objects. So it's going to start with counter, then drawing number, and then prefix. So in your case, you need to change that to drawing number. All right? You don't use prefix because you don't have any B or C for your columns depending on your objects. You have this B, but this one is your counter. So it goes to A, B, C, D depending on how many pieces you have. All right? So in your case, so this one is important. For example, if I pick this one, all right, if I put this column right here, if I put this column onto drawing number 1, all right, and if I have just one piece in that drawing, I'm going to get 1 and it's done, 1. All right, if I have 2 pieces, I'm going to get 1A, 1B. If I have 3 pieces, it goes from A to C. But I'm still, I'm
So
going to, okay, go
if
ahead.
you just have one piece, it'll be 1A, correct?
1A, right, exactly.
Okay.
1A, 1B, 1C. Because you have this one in capital letter. If it's a number, it's going to assign, it's going to add a number next to your drawing number, right? So that's how it works. And now take a look at numbering here under general. We have single part and we have assembly part. So you need to have these options checked to get your part marks assigned to your piece, to your single part drawings and to your main part drawings. All right? So, and you can choose different methods for each single part and main part.
So a single part would be like a stiffener plate,
Exactly.
and the assembly would be like the entire beam.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is, before I do my numbering, I have drawing number is fine. I have counter, which is fine, but I have this prefix. All right. I don't want to get this prefix. All right. So just do cancel. All right. I go here on prefix settings. Right. I click on that. First of all, under prefix settings, you can specify what kind of prefix you want to get. All right. So you can, what I mean by that is you can come in here, you don't use prefix, but if in the future you want to use that, just to let you know how it works. If I go to beam, if I extend that, and if I come in here to my beam, for my single part, I'm going to get a capital B, and for the same thing for my assembly drawings. All right? So you can change that if you want. The same thing for clip angles, all right, for column. So now there's a question here coming up. How Advanced Steel does recognize what is the beam and what a beam is and what a clip angle is. So the way how it works is Advanced Steel uses those model roles that you specify to understand and to realize that if it's a beam or it's a plate or something else. All right? So when it comes to drawing, there's a link between your drawings and those model roles you specify. Your piece marks actually. All right? So you can go through everything here and change your piece marks if you have piece marks. In your case, you don't. All right? So if you know, I don't know if you know this or not, but we have advanced and user part. This advanced part is not, you cannot modify that, right? So you need to work on user part. And we're going to see that advanced and user thing everywhere in Advanced Steel. So whenever you see that, just go shift to user. Don't change that advanced because you cannot change that. It's something hard-coded, right? All right, so make sure you have you are under user part and change your parameters. So in this case, I'm not going to use prefix. So I'm going to uncheck this use prefix. All right, I'm just going to click OK. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my numbering. All right. So another thing here is my first drawing I create will start with number 1. So if it's something like 4047 that you have used here, all right, you can change that here. You can change your start number to whatever you want, all right, and it's going to start. Assigning those numbers to your model according to these numbers you put here. All right. Sequence is 1. So my numbering sequence is my drawing numbering sequence will be 1. So it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if I have this on 1, if it's 200, it's gonna start with 200, 201, 202, and so on. All right. So now I have this prefix setting unchecked. I'm going to change this to drawing prefix counter, right? Or it's better if you change it to drawing counter prefix, all right? Drawing number counter prefix, all right? And put whatever you want here. And finally, under the same thing for single parts, I don't have your single part drawings here in front of me, but do the same thing right there. It's the same thing. Under post numbering method, make sure you have this none selected. All right. Under special, don't change these default parameters. They are fine by default. And under standard part templates, we're going to see that. Okay, I'm happy. I just press OK. All right, it's going to assign part marks to my objects. So if I want to make sure if I have everything numbered, I double click on my parts, for example this beam, and under naming I have this, all right, hold on, I had this one unchecked. All right, I think because it's, okay, hold on a second, because I did some numbering. Don't worry about this part because it's I did some tests before this training, so that's why I had some numbering on my object. All right, so go back here again under numbering. I'm happy with that. I just press OK. Go here, naming. So I've got these internal numbers. So there's no number here. I've got this number 4, which is my I get this internal number because I haven't put this piece on a drawing yet. So as I told you, if you use this method, this drawing number method, Advanced Steel will first assign those internal numbers to your objects, all right? And once you start making your drawings, once you start putting those pieces onto different sheets, during that detailed creation, Advanced Steel will recognize those sheets, and it's going to assign part marks to your objects depending on where they are put. All right? So the same thing for single parts. So now we're going to see that. I want to make my drawings for this beam here, for example. All right, so I take this beam, all right, just for this beam here. I go to Quick Documents. I need to make sure I'm under User part, and then go to Drawing Processes, all right, on their main part because it's a main part, all right. Make sure you have on their processes. We're going to see that drawing styles, but at the moment make sure you have on their processes, all right. So main parts, and then we have some different categories here. We have all, we have those started with all right. What does that mean? It means that no matter what you have selected in your model, if you use one of these commands, it's going to create all of your drawings. It's going to generate all of your drawings depending on which one you pick. So if I pick this one, it's going to generate your drawings for all of your main parts, and it's going to recognize which member is the main part and which one is the second part. Those attached parts are actually recognized by Advanced Steel. All right. So it's going to put those pieces onto B size, and then if you select this, it does the same thing but onto C size. All right. And as you can see here, we have two categories. We have each and we have page full. So what is the difference? The difference here is that if you select all main part, each, and CB, it's going to create all of your main part drawings, all right? But it's going to put each piece per sheet. So no matter how many pieces you have, you cannot use this to put multiple pieces per sheet. If you use this, Advanced Steel will put just one piece per sheet because it's each and CB. And you're going to get B size, all right, which is 11 by 17. If you pick C size, you're going to get 17 by 22. If you get D size, you're going to get 22 by 34. And this E1 is going to be 34 by 44. All right. So we have these guys sorted depending on the size of the sheet and depending on the way they're going to create your drawings. All right. So if you select each, you're going to get one piece per sheet. If you pick main part, all main part page full, you're going to get multiple pieces per sheet depending on your sheet size. If it's an E size, you're going to get, for example, 4 or 3 pieces. If it's a C size, you might get just one piece. All right, because it also depends on your scale and on the length of your members. All right. So this is for all. So the same thing for selected parts. All right. If you have something selected, you need to pick these guys. All right. So selected main part each. This each does the same thing. The function of this each is exactly the same thing here. The only difference is you're dealing with selected objects. All right. So B size and C size and the other stuff are exactly the same thing. So now let's take a look. I want to create my drawing for this selected piece. I want to put this onto a C size, for example. All right. So I've got my piece selected. I go here. I make sure I'm on the user part and on the drawing processes, and then I select selected main part each and CC. We do use. All right. Now, never change this stuff here. They are fine by default. All right. Just click on use, on OK. All right. There's something else. Right here, we're going to see that, but if you have some existing drawings, all right, and you want to add this, if you have, for example, a sheet with 2 pieces created, all right, but you have still some room to put another piece onto that, you can select this plus sign. You can click on that, all right, and if you have some existing drawings, some created drawings, Advanced Seal is going to show up. All of those drawings. You can select one of those existing one and put that piece onto that drawing. All right, which is not the case at the moment. I just click on OK. All right. So now I have my drawings done, created. So if I want to see my drawing, I have 2 choices. I can select my beam, right-click on that, and go to Show Assembly Detail. All right. That's what I did. It goes to your drawing. Or I can close this. If you want to close your drawing, all right, you can click on this little icon here, this little cross, all right, at the top right corner, and close this drawing. If you want to save it, just hit yes. So this is one way. The other way is going here on Document Manager, click on Details, all right, and it's going to show you how many drawings you have created. Don't worry about this unknown. We're going to see what it is, but at the moment, just focus on drawings. So I've got these. If I want to open up this drawing, I just double click on that. All right, it goes to my drawing. Now I have this drawing done. If I want to go back to my model, but I don't want to close this drawing, I just want to have this one open. All right, I press Control Tab to go to my model. So you can switch between the model and your drawings using Control Tab.
Okay, so you went to Document Manager and then,
yes,
or was that just it? Just Document Manager right there?
Right there.
Okay.
But this document manager only works if you are on the model space. All right. If I click here, nothing happens. Take a look. This command only applies to model. All right. So you cannot open up your drawings if you are under on your drawings.
Okay. So yeah, I'm in the model. So you click on Document Manager.
Right.
And then Details.
And details. Right. And you're going to get your drawings.
Okay.
Just double click on that. It's going to open up your drawing. All right. Now take a look here. I've got 001A. So first of all, we can get rid of this 00 before this one. I'm not going to get into that at the moment because it's a little bit confusing for you guys because it's the first session of drawings, but it's not an issue. All right. So 1 is my drawing number. All right. 001. All right. Because this is what I specified here, right there. I have my first drawing starting with 1. All right. So that's why I get this. Let me close this drawing. That's why I've got this one, number 1, and then this is my counter. So if I have multiple pieces here, I'm going to get 1A, 1B, and so on. All right. So this is for drawing, for numbering, right? So you know how to do that now. The other thing is that now before I go through drawings, really like columns and everything, I want to show you how to modify this prototype right there. This is what we call in Advanced Steel prototype, all right, the whole thing, all right? And how to replace your own title block with this default Graitec one. All right, we're going to see that today, and then we keep going to make our drawings. All right, so first of all, let's take a look at what we have in a title block. Okay, hold on a second. Drago, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Drago,
Okay.
did you follow up what I explained about drawings and numbering?
Yes, I was following up everything up to now. I just had a problem, like I think I had my loudspeaker connected and on, and that's why you couldn't hear me. Or I couldn't hear you actually.
Okay.
No, you couldn't hear me. I could have heard you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys, if you have any trouble or problem, because when it comes to drawings, sometimes it's confusing. Ask your question, interrupt me, it doesn't matter. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to answer your questions. Okay, guys, if there's something you don't understand or you want some detail, just stop me and ask your questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So let's take a look at this prototype. All right. So we have this revision box. All right. You can just move it around. It's just, you can play with these guys, make it smaller, bigger. Oops. What the hell? Okay, sometimes it's better to press this one here. All right. We're going to see that. Don't worry about that. Sometimes it's irritating. All right. So this is the revision box. You can move it around. All right. This is the these are the advanced steel. This one here, this is a list. This one is another list we have. We're going to see that. We're going to see how to modify them. At the moment, don't worry about that. Don't worry about this guy. Concentrate on this one here, this title block. All right? So let's take a look at this title block. All right? So under title block, we have these text, these white ones. All right? These are just text. All right? And we have these green ones, all right, which are intelligent texts. So what does that mean? It means that these texts are linked to the model. So it means that once you make your drawings, Advanced Steel will go to your model, all right, and will look for this information to populate them in your title block. So these are not just simple text; these are intelligent text, all right? They are actually linked to the model, all right? So where can I change this information? It's easy. You need to go to the model. Important, not on your drawings, on the model. You need to go back to the model, all right? And then under Manage, all right, we have these project settings right here, right? I click on that, all right? It brings up this box. I've got my project information. I have this project information. I put December 2nd. My project number, this is my project name. This is my project number. If you have some numbers for that, just put that. Client, you guys, for example. Put your desired text, building, and building location. We're going to see. If I put here something for building location, it's not going to populate in my prototype because I don't have that intelligent text in my prototype. All right? But most of these information are in my prototype, so in my title block. So we're going to see that. Don't confuse that. Just put your desired information here. And the same thing under project info number 2. So date and checked by and detailer, put these values. All right? So, all right, put these values here and then click on OK. Now, once I click on OK, I have two types of drawings right now. I have those existing drawings I created before I change everything here, and I have those that I want to create. All right? For my existing drawings, if I want to change those information into my title block, I need to come in here under Labels and Dimensions. All right? Labels and Dimensions. Right there, next to Beam Center in View. All right? And click on Update Page Header. All right? Update Page Header. Before I do that, I go to my drawing. Take a look. I have June 25th. Now I go here and update because I changed my parameters here. I should get December 2nd, right? So I go back to my labels and dimension and press Update Page Header. All right? If I go here, I get everything updated. All right? My project number, everything. So that's why we call these green ones tokens. All right? These are not simple text. These are some text linked to the model, and Advanced Steel can recognize them and can populate the information in your model, and you can populate them into your title block. So we're going to see how to put these tokens, these intelligent text, into Advanced Steel title block in order to to transfer the information from the model to the title block. All right, so now you understand that what's the difference between these white ones and these green ones. All right, so but that if you have some existing drawings, so you can just click on page update page header. But if you want to create new drawings, don't worry, it's going to automatically recognize those new information you put here, and it's going to populate them on in your title block. Now let's take a look at this title block. So now what we're going to do is we're going to modify this title block. All right, it's fine. We have enough. We have our information here in this title block, but the geometry, the company logo is not what we want. Right? We want to change that because it's not what we want. We want to get this. We want to get our company's title block. All right, but some of these tokens are fine. Some of them. So first of all, I want you guys to open up the file I sent you. Tokens used in advanced steel. Right there. I'm going to click on that. All right. It's going to bring up it's going to open up its, these are tokens used by Advanced Steel. So what does that mean? It means that if I want to get my project name, I need to put this token. If I want to get my contract name, I need to put this contractor. If I want to get my date of created drawings, I need to use this one here. All right. So these are text. This column is just simple text, but these are intelligent text. These are tokens. All right. And tokens. These tokens should be respected. Should be used exactly in the same way they are right now. If they are in capital letters, you need to put capital letters. If there's this little underscore between this project and this number, you need to put that. If you delete this underscore, it's not going to work. All right?
Okay.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this title block. All right? So this title block, so I want to create my own title block. Let's say I want to create this. All right? So I have two options. All right? I can create, this one is this one here is your revision box, so don't worry about that. We have the same thing Advanced Steel. But this one, this part is the title block. I'm going to copy this part right here. Well, it's fine, but we're going to use this part. So you have two options. If you have some existing created title blocks with DWG file, you can use the geometry that you created before and just replace these tokens. But if you don't have something like that, you need to recreate the geometry itself. All right? So what I mean by that is, in your case, Dave and Jason, you don't have to create the whole geometry. You can use the whole geometry you have before created and just replace those tokens with with these simple text in your title block. I'm going to show you how to do that, but you have two options. So first of all, I'm going to show you something. This is 2013, okay, 2014. So now I want to modify my prototype. I'm going to exit out of this drawing. All right. So first of all, once you modify your prototypes, for example, you're going to use D size for your shop drawings, all right? If you want to use D size or C size for your shop drawings, you need to create just one title block. You need to just modify one of those title blocks that we're going to see how to do that. And then we're going to see where to put that title block to be used by Advanced Steel. All right? So you don't have to create that title block every time you want to work on your model or you start a new job. You just modify that once and just change this information depending on your new jobs. If your client has changed, just change the name of client. If the detailer has changed, just name of the detailer. And press these labels, this item if you have some drawings done and created before. All right? Now, we're going to see that. So how to modify those prototypes. So I need to modify those prototypes, you need to come in here under Output tab, all right? And we have these Edit Prototypes icon here, all right? So I click on that, it brings up this window. So this window is where all of my prototypes, my default ones, stored. And these are those that are used by Advanced Steel. All right. So you can see here C size, D size, E size, and so on. All right. So now,
what tab was that under?
Sorry, say that again.
I'm sorry. What tab was that under?
Okay. Right here, Edit Prototypes.
Output.
Yeah. Output.
Prototypes. Okay.
So it brings up here this box in there, and now for example, I want to pick my assembly and CC. So C size is going to be, or D size, I'm going to pick D size, which is going to be 22 by 34. All right, I want to put my assembly drawings onto C size. All right, if you notice, you see that we have these metric ones. All right, don't worry about these metric ones. And we have these imperial ones. So from here to here, all right, we have A size, B size, C size, and D size, A to E, for just Aster prototype NCD. There's no assembly, there's no single. Can you see that? These guys without assembly or single part, these guys are used for making your erection drawings. All right? And those with single are used to make your single parts. Those with assembly are used to make your assembly drawings. So we can change that, but I'm not going to get into that at the moment. If you want to use Advanced Steel, if you want Advanced Steel to use your own prototype, you need to respect this name right here. All right? Aster prototype, assembly, and CC. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick C size for my assembly, for my main part drawings, and D size for my main part, and D size for my single part drawings. Right? I'm going to copy them. Just copy. All right? I'm going to close this. All right? Now, what I'm going to do is I go to where I have this model saved. All right? So I have a model here saved under this name, number 6. On top of your screen, you're going to see on the blue area, you're going to see what your what the name of your model is. In my case is number 6. All right, so I go to where I have this model saved. All right, which is under December 2nd, and number 6 right there. All right. So I have this DWG file, which is my model. This is my model, and the size of the file is 783. And I have this folder created automatically by Advanced Steel. All right. So you don't have to create that manually. So you're going to get that file, that's 6. If you don't have this created, create that manually. All right?
And you want it the same name as your model name?
Exactly.
You want that file name? Okay.
Exactly. It should be exactly named the same and exact the same. You should pay attention to capital letters as well. If it's TE test like this, if you change that T to capital letters, it's not going to work, okay? You should respect everything. So I've got this 6. I go here, double click on that. We're going to see everything here. I'm going to start with this BOM. This is used for list of for bill of material. We're going to see that. Databases. Nothing important here because it's going to Advanced Steel is going to create that automatically to put some files into that. Details. This place is where you have your drawings created. This I have just one drawing created, so I can find this drawing here. If I want to send this drawing to someone else, I can just send this drawing. I don't need to send my model. All right, but if I just send this drawing with no model, this drawing cannot be changed on that person's computer, even if he has Advanced Steel, because this drawing should be linked to the model to actually to make you able modifying that. All right. To make you able to modify that. So details. DSTV is for, we're going to see that, and extracts, nothing important here. So what you have to do is you need to create a new file, all right, new folder called prototypes. P should be in capital, prototypes, and S at the end. All right. I just accept that. It's fine. Prototypes. I'm going to go to this prototype and paste those 2 prototypes I copied. All right. So this single one and this assembly one, both with these sides. All right. So now I want to modify this because this is the one, this is the default prototype used by Advanced Steel. I want to modify that. So I'm going to open up this assembly, this prototype. I'm going to drag it into Advanced Steel. All right. So this is the default prototype. You can see here on a prototype you have your list not generated like this. All right, because it's a prototype. Nothing has generated here. And we have this title block. Don't worry about this. Move it up somewhere. We're going to modify this part. All right. So to modify this part, you have again 2 options. You can recreate your geometry here using line, polyline, everything. All right, like this. And I didn't create that right, but you can create your geometry and then use those tokens or you can use something existing. As I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this existing 2D geometry. All right, I'm not worried. I don't worry about this part because this is the revision box. I'm just gonna take this part. All right, copy that. Just copy. Control C. Go to my Advanced Steel prototype where I have this prototype and paste it here. All right, just clipboard, paste, or Control V. All right, you can see here, I have this guy here. I'm going to paste it right there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this prototype, move it here. All right, and I'm going to replace this new prototype with this title block. All right, move right there. All right, I'm happy with that. Get rid of these reference lines I created. All right, so now.
Okay, yeah, you have to bear with me. I'm a rookie.
Okay.
So I have the other drawing open that we want to copy our title block off of. However, I'm having difficulty doing so.
So, do you want me to make you presenter? Okay.
Well, or you could, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I have just opened this up in
Perfect.
Advanced Steel. Okay, so if I, what the hell do I got going on here?
You have two title blocks on top of each other.
Undo. Keeps going back to undo. Okay. Oh. I guess when you undo, it just undoes your view as well, huh?
I think it's better if you just close this drawing and open that.
Okay.
Save no. Press no when it's asks you.
Okay, so let's see. All right, so here's what I sent you.
Just click on yes. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, just select the title block itself, not those revision blocks and thing. Yeah. All right. You can select. You can right click. Select copy by base point. Copy with base point. Go down, right there. Okay, and select that corner, bottom corner, E and D to pick that.
Okay.
All right. And enter. Select.
Okay.
All right. So go back now to your prototype, to Advanced Steel prototype, to that default one that you replace
Okay.
There you go. Now,
Right click.
paste it, but paste it as a block, because if you paste it like with a clipboard, go up,
Okay.
paste as a block,
Okay.
all right, and select that corner, bottom right corner do you have there, all right, and END to pick that. I mean E, not I.
Oops. I heard you right. I just typed it wrong.
Enter.
Okay.
Enter. Once you put, yeah. You didn't put that. It doesn't matter. Just zoom out. Take it and just put it there. All right. Move and just move it right there. END. Enter. END. Enter.
Gotcha.
Good. But you just, yeah. All
I
right.
put it over the top of the other one.
Okay, that's fine.
I can
That's
undo
fine.
that.
So now
Okay.
you just make a window, because you have your title block is a block. So if you make a window, okay, over the advanced, yeah, exactly, and just move it there. Just move it over. M for
Okay.
move. All right, and just move it over. Just move it somewhere. Bottom, or yeah, right there. Perfect.
Okay.
So you're fine.
Okay.
So I wanted to just move that list as well, because it's a little bit like there. Just move it somewhere, no matter. Top, bottom. All right, good. So now let's keep going. I'm going to make myself presenter.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
My pleasure. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, so you can, Dave, you can just move up your prototype to get it like this, because you have part of your title block under this black area.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
All right, so now let's say let's see what to keep and what to delete on this prototype. So I have this note and this company logo. I'm happy with them. With this hole, you can use that if you use it every time, and your standard hole is this 3/16, all right? Or you can use the one used by Advanced Steel. We have actually, if you notice here, we have this hole here, the same thing. This is a token, so you can use this one as well. All right, so in this case, it doesn't really matter. Description, this is I think your company, the name of the project name. All right, so for this project name, this description is fine. This is your internal description, so you can keep that. It doesn't matter. All right, it's like this project here. But if you want to get the project name, you put here under project setting on the model. All right, right there. This name here, if you want to get that, you need to change this. You need to delete that, all right, and replace it with the tokens used by Advanced Steel. So at the moment, I cannot see those tokens because I need to explode this title block to be able to see them, all right? So I pick the title block and press X, enter, all right? Now I see those tokens, these green ones. Can you see them? All right.
Okay.
So now this is the easy way, all right, to use the existing default prototype used by Advanced Steel. You can come in here, all right, and you can type all of these tokens that you have here, a list of, all right? But the easiest way is to use this existing token, these existing tokens used by Advanced Steel. So what I mean by that is, all I have to do is I need to copy this or move it, doesn't matter, because I'm going to, after I'm done with this modification, I'm going to delete this default one. All right? So I pick this project, move it here, from here to right there. At the moment, it's just a project, but it's not what you get if you generate your drawings, all right? It's an intelligent text linked to the model, all right? So now if you want to change its color, its size, and the other parameters, you can, but keep in mind, you need to use the same and exact the same spelling, project, with capital letters, everything, because it's something intelligent, right? So if I want to change the other parameters like the color and everything, I go to properties, right? And right here, I can change everything. The color, it's yellow, as you have used yellow here. The text and everything. You can change everything here, but there's a but here. Under tag, all right, never change this project because this is what we call token, and it's intelligent, all right?
Okay.
So you can change the font, all right? You can pick something else, or it's better if you, oops. Oh my God. What the hell? So I just crashed. So I do that quickly. Any questions, guys?
I
No.
don't have any. Well, I guess I kind of do. Project,
Uh-huh.
the word, the token, is really fat, the letters. Is that in
Sorry, I didn't get that. Say that again.
height, width? The word project, I copied that over.
Okay.
It's a token.
Right.
It's just really fat.
Okay, if you want to change that, I tell you what to do. Hold on.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to explain when I crashed.
Okay.
END. Okay, so the best way is to check these guys, everything here, when you work with a 2D drawing, all right? So you don't have to type END and MID and everything, all right? Check them all as you're working on a 2D drawing, all right? Save your prototype, because if you crash, you're going to lose everything, all right? So save your prototype. Just press save, all right? So explode this again. So I want to move this guy right there, all right? Now, you can go through everything here and change it to get your desired geometry for this text, but the best way is use match properties. MA, use the one you used before, and pick this one here. And there we go. Get rid of this. All right? So you get the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So match properties is the best way. All right. So, but once you use match properties, it's not going to change the whole thing. You're going to get this. You still have an intelligent text. All right. But the only thing that has changed is the color and the text size. But you still have this tag here on project, right? So project, the same thing for project number. Using project number right here, I think, yeah? Guys, is this your project number? Dave and Jason? Dave?
Sorry, I was muted. That's the purchase order number.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so it's not the project number. Okay, if you don't have this,
what it would be is master job number, MJ number. So where we say 4001, that would be the project number.
okay, and do you have it into right here? Okay, here.
400.
All right, there.
4001, yeah.
Okay, good. Match properties. Oops, match properties. And you can do match properties at the end. It's too big here, so you can just go here and all right, so you can go here and change the text size to 116 maybe. All right, so for date, you can do the same thing. So I'm going to do that fast. Date, which is going to be here. Date drop, move it here from here to right there. You've got two dates. So get rid of the other one. So move and match property. I don't know what that is, but probably you have two date here. So pick date of order and date of construction and date of created drawings.
Yeah, that's what it would be. Okay.
So if you, depending on how many dates you want to have in your title block, so I have this date draw, all right, for date of created drawing. If you want to pick one of these, all right, pick the order, pick the make sure of the token. You can copy the token, all right, or you can just type it there. Date order, date underscore order, all right. So go back here, all right, to the title block. So as I don't have that token in my existing title block, all right, I need to type it, all right. So I copied this here. Just copy like AutoCAD, copy right there. And if I want to change that, all right, it is my date of order. I go here, I right click on that, go to properties, and under tag, not the other guys, just under tag, I'm happy with date because it's the same thing. I just right here, I change it to date order, but all in capital. All right. So now if I here under manage, under project setting, oops, this is not my model. Go back to my model.
So that needs to be under contents?
What do you mean?
Where you were just at, in the properties window of the text?
Yeah, it has to be under this tag here.
Tag, okay.
Yeah, under tag. You need to modify this tag one. This tag one is important. All right. So.
Okay, so you can't. Let me see here. I just edited the text and typed in what I thought was the what do you call them? I put date draw,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see a tag. Maybe that's because it wasn't a.
Date draw is fine. Okay, you need date draw and the other date here. So just copy this date draw at the bottom as I did and right click on that and change this tag here
Yeah.
right there. Scroll down maybe because that's
That's
what
what I'm saying. I don't have a tag.
because you just right click probably here, or I don't know, let me make you presenter.
I just edited it.
Okay, date draw is fine. All right, so okay, it's okay, it's not how it works because you created a text. It's not a text.
Okay.
How did you make that?
That's what I said. I just edited it, and I thought I could go into properties and
No,
make a tag, but
no,
no.
no,
Okay.
because you need to use those
Okay.
existing
Gotcha.
tokens. Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Okay, if it's too big, just use match properties now. Now you have this one copied. Just use match properties. Select that. There we go. Okay, now right click on that. All right.
Properties.
So under tag, you need to
Okay.
change that. All right.
All right. Gotcha.
Good. Make myself presenter. There we go. All right. So the same thing for the other parameters. I'm not going to put everything here, but I'm going to just copy this detailer, move this detailer, move. I'm going to put it here for drawn by. All right. Do use match properties. I'm done. Get out of that. Checked by. Checker, move. All right. Right there. Match properties. Here we go. I'm done. Customer. I'm going to use this client. Pretty good. Move right there. Move it just there. All right. Match properties. All right. Get rid of the existing one. I'm pretty happy. Project number is fine. Everything is fine. All right. Drawing number. I have just this project. This is the okay. So you have two things for project. I don't know what to put for this project. So
Well, the one down below is the actual project. The description is just like an internal. This is what it is.
okay. So
Working with this project.
okay. So for this one, for this description, if you cannot find something relevant here within the
Yeah.
list, if you cannot find something relevant, it doesn't matter.
Just
Use
put text.
you can pick text or you can use user project attribute. All right. You have 5 options. All right. So you need to put user project attributes as I have here. Exactly. You need to select this, copy this, and use this, or just type it there. All right. And then if you go back to the model, under project settings, we have that right there. Under user attributes, we have this 5. All right. So you can put this one here. User attribute 1. You can put that project thing here, whatever it is, and it's gonna put that information into your title block. All right. So that's what I'm gonna do. Copy this right there. All right. I'm gonna copy this because It's always easier to copy things and then paste it right there. It's fine. Here we go. I'm done with this prototype. The only thing I need to change is that you can always use those texts that you have in your title block. The only thing now, the most important thing is this drawing DWG number, all right? So delete this and pick this one here, drawing underscore number. All right. And I'm just gonna pick this, the match property, or maybe this one here. Oops. All right. Play with that a little bit, like maybe it's 16 or something. All right, so revision 1, I'm gonna pick this guy, revision index, sorry. Put it there and use this one here. Happy with that, get rid of this. Happy with this title block. I'm gonna get rid of this, I don't need it anymore, right? All right, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to create a line from this point to this point. All right, I'm going to just use match properties, and then I'm going to get rid of this line I created here and this one created before. I'm going to move this guy right there. Move. Come here, it's fine. Take this, move it right there. All right, and then I'm gonna extend this this revision table. It's pretty much the same thing you use here in your title block, but the only difference is you got intelligent text right now. All right? All right. So now I'm happy with that. All right? But I'm not done yet. So I need to do something else. I need to make this title block into a block called Hypersteel Page Header. And this name should be found by Advanced Steel in order to get this title block working. All right? If you don't respect that name, if you put something else, if that Hypersteel Page Header isn't found, no drawings and no title block will be created. All right? So I want to make this into a block called Hypersteel Page Header. To do that, I have an existing block called Hypersteel Page Header, and that block is created actually for that existing Advanced Steel title block, the one that I deleted. All right, it's still there in this drawing, save into this drawing. I need to purge that first, all right? Purge to get rid of that, all right? You cannot overwrite when it comes to these blocks, all right? Just purge the old one and create a new one, right? So if you're not familiar with AutoCAD, there's a command called purge, all right? Purge, P-U-R-G, and it's going to offer you this little purge here. Click on that. It brings up this box. Click on blocks and pick this Hypersteel Page Header. All right. And then purge it. Here's this item. I'm done. There's no block available. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new block. All right. I make sure you select, you make a window over your title block, not anything else, not your list, not your revision index, revision box, just the whole title block. All right. Once you have everything selected, all right, type BLO. It's going to offer you block. All right. Select that block thing. It brings up this box. All right. Make sure you have this convert to block checked, and then type all in capital hyper style page header. Right? So hyper style page header. If you
steel.
If you cannot remember that, I have it here written here for you guys on the list. Hyperstyle page header.
You had 2 L's.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Hyperstyle. Okay. I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, I need to put another E. Where is it? Style. All right. Hyperstyle page header. All right. So I'm happy with that. Convert to block is checked. I click on OK. All right. I'm done. This prototype is done. Once you make this one into a block, you won't be able to see these tokens anymore. All right. Tokens are displayed only if you have this block exploded. All right. So I'm happy with that. Later on, we're going to see how to modify these lists and how to insert them into this title block, into this prototype. One more thing here. This prototype here is not just about this title block. It's about your dimension style manager, the color you want to get, and everything related to the look and feel of your drawings. All right? So what I mean by that is, if I have some options and some parameters in my company in order to dimension my piece, my drawings, I need to modify them in this prototype, not after I make my drawings. All right? Because if you modify them right here, you're going to get the same thing once you make your drawings. Let's say you have 100 drawings. All right? It's hard to open up each one of those drawings one by one and modify the style of your dimension, the color, size, and everything. So just change that here on the prototype, all right, on your template, and you're going to get the same thing whenever you use just this title block, this prototype, this size right here. So we're going to see that. So under Manage, all right, so you have your title block done, saved, named Hyperstyle Page Header. Under Dimension Style Manager, all right, if you click on that, it brings up this box. If you guys are familiar with AutoCAD, you know this Dimension Style Manager window. It's exactly the same as AutoCAD. So just make sure you have this one highlighted. Don't change it actually, and click on Modify. All right. For example, I don't want to use Arial. I want to use Romance. I don't want to use this color. I want to use red color. Let's take a look at your drawings. So you have red, you have your dimension. Okay, red, everything is in red. Oh, you have this text. Okay, change your own parameters. I'm going to change mine. I'm going to change this to yellow. And finally, I'm going to change my lines to hold on a second, to red, and right here to red. The same thing for your for the units you use, architectural. Change this precision, all right, to get what you want, all right. If you want to get, instead of get these feet and 7 inches, if you want to get everything in inches, change this one to fractional, all right, and play with these guys to get what you want. All right, guys?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, because if you change that here, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get the same thing every time that you use this prototype. All right, so it's important to change that right here on your prototype. All right, I'm happy with that. The other thing you need to change here is you need to specify the type of printer you want to use. All right, so on the layout, if I right-click on this layout thing, and if I click on Page Setup Manager, all right, I click No to use my own configuration. It brings up this box. I click on Modify, all right, and under Modify, I change, for example, PDF Creator. I pick my size that I want. All right, this size, everything that I want, or I can just put something like NCD, NC, everything is there, so you can change this to inches, and just change the parameters according to your needs, right? And then you can change the print area. This is pretty much AutoCAD, so I'm not gonna.
So where was that page set up or command you did? It's under
Okay.
the Manage tab.
It's under Dimension Style Manager.
Okay.
This is for just for your dimension, all right? But this one
Okay.
is for your printer layout.
Oh.
All right, they are different. All
Gotcha.
right, we use this, all right, because we have an option in Advanced Steel called batch plot. So you can use that batch plot option if you have everything here is modified and specified, because if you use that, there is no way to go back to change your parameters, because it's gonna use these settings, and it's gonna plot your drawings. All right. So, but if you want to open up your drawings one by one and print them out, you don't have to go through all of these options for the prototype. But it's recommended, highly recommended to do that in your title block and in your prototype.
So can you do this and select 2 different types of printers for the same drawing?
For the same drawing, you can't, but you can create 2 different types of asset prototype.
Oh, okay. All
Yes,
right.
and then one for one printer, the other one for the other printer. All right,
Okay.
but you need to know which one you're using, because Advanced Steel at the same time, Advanced Steel is allowed to use just one prototype for each size. So if you have 2D sizes, all right, it's going to pick the one. You need to change the name of the second one. Put something like asset prototype. Put something. Change this order, and
Okay.
once you want to use that, just rename them, shift them. We're going to see that if you end up having this situation, just give me a call. I'm going to explain you that. It's a little bit confusing at the moment, but
Okay.
don't worry about that. All right, so change that and change the stuff, change your dimension style manager, and finally save this prototype. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a drawing for this column, for example, and we're going to see that if I use this size, just if I use this size, all right, Advanced Steel will pick my own prototype, because under prototype I have my D size for assembly drawings modified and placed where I have my model saved. So in order to get this prototype thing working, first you need to copy a file. You need to create a folder called prototypes, and then you need to copy your prototypes that you have available, you have modified, into that folder. All right? I have just this one here available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my drawing for this column. All right? First, before I do that, I go here to project setting, and I'm going to put something here. I put, for example, Dave and Jordan for
Jason.
Jason. Jason. Okay, so because this is the, if you remember, this is going to be the project, not project number, but the other one will fit your internal uses. Okay, click OK. I pick this. I go here. I go to Quick Documents, under User, under Drawing Processes, under Main Part, selected Main Part, each NCD, because I have my D size modified. If I pick this, it doesn't work. All right, D size. And now take a look at the command line right here where I have selected. It's telling you which prototype is used. In my case, using prototype is the one I have saved under my prototype folder, saved under where I have my model saved. All right, it's telling you which one has been used. Because if it's not the one you modified, you're going to see something else here. You're going to see something like C drawing, GRATEC, share, and the things like that. I don't remember exactly, but it's going to go to this location for default ones. All right. So.
Okay. So in order, wait, I'm a little behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my column selected
mm-hmm.
in my model,
mm-hmm.
and then I'm at the Output tab,
mm-hmm.
and I have to go select
mm-hmm.
Document Manager,
mm-hmm.
Register Documents to Model.
No. Under Quick Documents, click on Quick Documents, right there.
Oh, okay.
And selected main part, page full,
Okay.
and NCD. I don't know. Select the size you modified it prototype for.
Yeah. Okay.
And just go for use. All right. So, so in my case, I have this column, detailed. I go to my drawing, and here we go. I've got your prototypes with Dave and Jason as my description, with this project name, because when I crashed, I didn't change the this information here. It doesn't matter. I put December 2nd. All right. And I'm happy with the other parameters. All right. I go here and update my page header. Here we go. All right. So it doesn't matter. Once you have your prototype done, it doesn't matter if you put something wrong on your project setting, because you can change it right away.
Okay.
All right. And I have everything done. The only thing here is I need to go back to my prototype, not here, and change the location of my revision because it's out of my my title block. All right. So I need to just change the position to the position, the adjustment to the left thing or something like that. All right.
Okay.
But I have everything populated here. You have two types of date and everything done. All right. Now I have, take a look here. I have the font size and the font color, the dimension color, everything set according to what I put on my prototype. All right. So that's why prototype is really important, and it's helpful when it comes to drawings. So, all right. So, exit out. I'm gonna close this drawing, save the drawing. Kind of growth, right? So, all right, guys. So I'm done with my today's topic. All right. So we learn how to run numbering, how to change parameters, how to modify advanced deals title blocks and prototypes, how to put them to the good location, to the proper location to be used by Dan Steele. And so I want you to just to get your title blocks done and prepared for B size, C size, or whatever you use. And tomorrow we're going to keep going. We're going to see many different things in drawings, how to make drawings, how to modify drawings, and the things like that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Any questions?
I don't have any.
Okay, Drago, do you have any questions?
Yeah, hi, do you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear
Hello?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, I have no questions. I have a simple job that I think I'll start putting in and try to see how it works. The only request that I have for you, or if you can provide that, is a link like you sent me on a Friday, link to, or Thursday, whenever that was,
Okay.
link to the previous sessions.
Okay.
So that would be, I had 1 and 2, so now it would be 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Okay, perfect.
Because I haven't
And then
because I haven't uploaded them, I'm going to upload them and I'm going to send you the link.
Perfect. That would be the only thing that I need.
Okay. Perfect. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect,
great.
guys. Okay,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
My pleasure. I talk to you tomorrow, guys.
Okay.
Talk to you
Thank
guys.
you.
Take care.
Have a good day.
Bye. Yeah.
You too.
Bye.
Bye now.